the bathroom countertop currently looks. It is black, as some of you guys know. I recently painted it that color, and I recently painted pretty much the whole bathroom. The ceiling, the walls, everything nice and white. And after having this for a little bit, I don't like how dark this is, to be honest. I thought that having it more of like a white color was going to be too much because the bathroom is pretty much all white. But I really just don't like the way that this looks. Plus, this didn't come out the way that I wanted it to. I did buy some black contact paper that didn't end up working, so I did paint it. And now I definitely want to switch this up and try to make it a little bit lighter. I did use like some glitter to kind of make it, that's just a water stain, but you know, to kind of make it, give it like that, what am I trying to think of? You know, those glittery, like, what is epoxy look, and it did not work out very well. These are just water stains that I'm going to clean. But so yeah, we're definitely going to be just playing around with that today and getting that fixed. And if you could see, there's more water stains over here, but like, let me try to get it. Can't. This like line right here, a lot of this is from like the old epoxy that didn't come up that I tried sanding off and peeling off. So yeah, I'm going to try to get that covered as well. So we're going to get this lightly sanded, and then I'm going to play around with some different colors and such. So let's go ahead and get on to it. So I am just giving the countertop a very light sand. This is just an extra sandpaper from my circular sander. And I'm not doing it hard at all. I'm mainly just getting it kind of roughed up so that the paint would adhere a lot better. And I was getting that, like the roughness from the glitter sanded as well. So everything that I am using, I already had. This is my handy dandy bag of paints. I have a paper plate, a sponge that I have already cut up and used before, and some scissors. So these paints I actually got from Walmart a while back, and I have several of them. So I was just going through and seeing the ones that I was going to use. I decided to kind of do a gray palette and like a gray and white, especially with the base already being black. So I started out with my white paint, and I went ahead and poured that on a paper plate, and I'm going to get to getting the paint on the countertop. These sponges I got from Home Depot, and 3 of them come in a pack, and I believe they were $10. So honestly, I did not know what I was gonna, do starting out. I thought about maybe doing like a full faux marble look, but I decided to just do this kind of faux granite type of look, I guess, if you want to call it. I have done this several times in the past. With my first house, I actually did this in our entire kitchen, and I sealed it with some epoxy, which it came out so beautiful. I started out with the base being white and did like a gray palette that had a lot more gray colors than I'm using here. But so I decided to just kind of go with like what I already knew. So usually what I would do is I would start with the like darkest color and then work my way from dark to light. But because I wanted it to be a lot more, I wanted the white to be a lot more prominent, I went ahead and started with the white first and kind of worked my way, I guess, the opposite direction. So you do not need a lot of this sponge at all. You just need a couple of inches and it works perfectly fine. I used the exact same one. I only ended up cutting one piece and I just washed it off in between the colors. So here is how the white turned out. I just started off just with, one base kind of base layer, and then I'm gonna go ahead and start off with the darkest gray, which I believe, was the elephant gray. I actually really like the way that this gray turned out, and Now, like looking back, I kind of wish that I would have used this a little bit more, but that's okay. One thing that I will tell you, I used to like I love being crafty. Like I love being creative. I love it, you know. I love thrifting, I love flipping furniture, I love painting, I love just home decor, I love DIYing, I love learning new things, everything like that. Just, I absolutely love it. But I will say that I wasn't really like in the past like confident about stuff, you know what I mean? Like things that I did and if it turned out bad and like being criticized and things like that. And I just want to say, you guys, like don't care what people think, you know, do things that make you happy. It's your house, it's your space. And if you try something new and it doesn't work out, that's okay. Everything can be changed. Nothing is permanent. And especially like when you're working with paint, you know, if you don't like something, you can always change it. So yeah, I just wanted to say that. But so what I'm doing here, the kind of method, I guess, is like putting on makeup. For my ladies out there, man, I'm terrible. I do not know how to put on makeup, but this sponge, like the process that I'm doing is kind of like a beauty blender. You know how you put on your foundation on your face is like the same thing. I'm just tapping around and I'm kind of filling in like where the black is and trying not to cover up too much of the white. So the third paint that I went in with is another gray. And like I said, I'm just kind of filling in the spots that are like the dark black spots so that everything kind of looks blended. And this process, I mean, it does get redundant. Obviously, you're just doing the same thing over and over and over again. But yeah, you keep trucking along. And honestly, I think this would have looked like when I was done with this gray, this would have looked okay, to be honest. Just a little bit of like light brushing to kind of make it blend better and not look as blotchy. I thought this probably would have looked, I know this would have looked, you know, good as well. You really just want to, you know, keep mixing colors until you're kind of like satisfied with the way that it looks. So this last gray is Granite gray. This will be the last gray that I'll be using. And I'm doing the same thing. I'm just going along and kind of filling in the pockets of the black. Like I said, I wanted a lot of the white to kind of peek through because I wasn't really a fan of how dark the black was. So that's basically what I was doing here. And I zoomed in here so you can kind of see I'm blotching really like the black spots and kind of just filling it in. So I went back in with some more white because I do remember that when you put the polyurethane on, or if you're going to use epoxy especially, the color on the countertop is going to like accentuate a lot more. Like once you seal it, it's going to make the color pop. That really wasn't the case for me on this time because I ended up using a water-based polyurethane, which was the first time I have ever used that. I usually use, honestly, epoxy the last couple of times that I have done this. And so it didn't really make the color like pop more. It didn't make it makes it darker is what I'm trying to say. So whatever you're using, epoxy especially, it will make it darker, but I know that polyurethane will also make the color darker. So I wanted to go back over it with some white. And I don't want to say, I kind of do regret doing this part. I'm not going to lie. Like, I think maybe if I would have left this white part out, it would have been a little bit darker. Like, I didn't want it to be completely black, but I also didn't want it to be like completely white. You know, I wanted like a nice balance between dark and light colors. And at the end, you'll see it did come out a lot lighter, but that's okay. You know, I mean, trial and error, you know what I mean? So one of the things that was kind of difficult was getting the edges of the sink and along the line of the wall. I knew that I was gonna have to go back and paint the edges of the sink and the wall as well, because it was getting, you know, obviously the wall is white and I'm working with dark colored paint. So that was kind of the tricky part, because the sponge wasn't really filling in like the cracks. And so you see I got paint all over the sink and all over the back of the wall. But you will see that I did go back and I did paint that white. So I had some of this metallic antique gold color, and I really wanted just to see what it would look like, kind of just to give it like a sparkle and give it some more dimension. And I liked the way that it looked. I kind of did like a test run on the corner of this, the corner of the countertop here as I'm showing you. And I was like, okay, this doesn't look bad. So I went ahead and filled the rest of the countertop, and I didn't do like, I wasn't really blotching as hard as I did the other colors. So I was just kind of lightly tapping the gold in it. And yeah, I just, like I said, I wanted to use this up, and I thought it didn't look too bad. So I was like, okay, let me go ahead and fill in, you know, the rest of the countertop with it. I think this method would be really cool to like do on a wall. You know how they have like the contact, like marble contact paper for the wall or granite contact paper for the wall. I think this would be really cool to do on like a huge wall, you know, like an accent wall in the living room or the bathroom or bedroom, whatever. So now I'm going in and I am getting the lines, like the black lines, painted white. At first I had a very, very thin brush and I went in with that, but it wasn't filling in the black as much as I wanted it to. So I used this thicker brush that I got from the Dollar Tree. You guys check out Dollar Tree. They have angle brushes. They have all kinds of brushes now, and they're actually really good brushes. Definitely recommend. But I kind of had to do this part like thicker than expected, because a lot of that black was showing through. And so I ended up doing, like I said, a pretty thick line of white to kind of make it look, you know, blended and not have that sharp black line show through. One thing I highly, highly recommend if you are planning on doing something like this, especially in the bathroom, around the sink, you see I just went for it and did the same thing with the white paint. Definitely paint tape the sink before you do that. It was this part right here. I got paint all over the edge of the sink, and it was definitely a pain in the butt getting the paint off. I wish I would have taped it. I had tape. I don't know what I was thinking. So definitely don't do this. But I went ahead and did the same process around the sinks, because I didn't want that black line to show. As you can see, it was really hard to get in between that crack. So I wanted to make sure that I outlined it with some white paint to make it blend a lot better. So now it is time to seal it. I am using a water-based, I repeat, water-based polyurethane. And as you can see, it looks like milk. It's very like a milky color. I have made this mistake in the past. Oil-based polyurethanes you want to use on dark colors, and water-based polyurethanes you want to use on lighter colors. So definitely keep that in mind. I did do a test run on the edge of the countertop before I went all in, and I waited for that to dry just to make sure that it was going to dry clear, because I have used this the first time I used it on the countertop. If you guys watch the previous, the bathroom makeover videos, you will see that when I had it on there, it was like milk, like it was turning like a light blue color. And I was like, what the heck? So definitely do a test run before you go all in. But I ran to Walmart and I got some 100% pure acetone. And I am just going around the sink and getting that white paint lifted off. All right, you guys, so here is what she is looking like. And yeah, I mean, I like it. I think it looks better than the all black. I don't know. I think maybe I could have put, you know, had just a little bit more black peek through. Hold on, buddy. But I don't think it looks too terrible, you know? I like the way that like the gold is kind of like peeking through. You see a little bit of the black and it's pretty blended. Like it doesn't look blotchy. It kind of looks blotchy on camera, but up close, it's actually pretty blended. So not too bad, not too bad. I'm probably gonna do one more coat of the polyurethane just to seal like around the sinks. But yeah, I went to Walmart. They did not have any more black rugs. So frustrating. So I'm probably going to order some from Amazon. I think it's going to tie together really well with the black rugs here. I'm probably going to put 2 right there and then like one big one right here. But this is just temporary. So yeah, not too shabby, guys. Not too shabby. Like I said, I think with the black rug, it'll really, you know, make it pop some more if you can just imagine like a black rug being there. And yeah, I hope this inspires you guys to be creative and just try new things. You know, not everything's going to be perfect and that's okay. You can always change things. You know what I mean? So anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching and I will see you soon. Bye.